Welcome to another session from LearnReason.com. My name is Matt, and this is part 10 in our Learn How to Mix video series. And today we're going to work on the Broken Organ 1 and Broken Organ 2 tracks. So let's listen to this and see what we have to work with. Okay, what I'll do is I'll let you listen to them soloed so you can hear them. Okay, now what I'm going to do is it's this Broken Organ 1 here, this track right here. I can hear right here that this is, so we have to do something with this because it's just going to disappear in the mix. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it like, we're just going to play this, loop this, and tell me if you can hear it. Can you pick out the sound? Listen to that. I can hear it. It's there, but it's not the way I want it to be. It's not, doesn't have enough presence of its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the EQ. Oh, let me put that back there. And I think we're just going to have to tweak this just a smidge. Okay, what I'm going to do is let you listen to it with the EQ on and then the EQ off, and then I'll let you know why I did what I did. Here's the EQ settings. So we'll do a couple passes with one each. Now with it off. And what I did was I took a little of the lows out. I wanted some of that low end in there, but not a lot. And I notched out a little, 212. And then I brought up the frequency right around 203. I brought it up about 2 dB, but I used the wide Q setting because I just wanted to bring up, a couple dB of a larger section here in the frequency range. And if you use the E mode, you'll see that it gets a narrower Q. And listen to the difference between the narrow or the wide Q. Here's with it narrow. I don't know if you can hear it, but what I hear is I hear more of the higher frequencies in this range. With it being on the narrower Q, I don't get enough of the highs that I want to hear is basically what it is. So this is something you might want to do when you're EQing. You might want to try the narrow Q or the wider one. It can come in handy. Now let's take a look at the broken organ 2, and that's this section right here. So let's bring it down here real quick. It's just this track here. If we turn on the EQ, all I did was again take out some of the lows, and I'm not using the E mode here. I'm getting a nice wide Q here, bringing up some of the frequencies here, you know, right around 369. Now, all I'm doing is, like I've showed you before, all I'm doing is just I search for the frequencies I want, and then I boost them or I subtract them. And I'm just going to keep doing that, and you can hear the difference here. So you can hear a big difference with the EQ on or with the EQ off. Okay, now I want to talk about this next section and the EQing of it, because when we get to this section, it's a lower, it's the same sound, but it's not a lower note. Let's take a listen. Oh wait, let's solo it so you can hear the difference. So these are higher notes, these are lower notes, and I'm going to want to have a whole different EQ setting here than I'm going to have on an EQ setting here. So I have two choices. I could automate the EQ into a whole new setting, or I could just make a duplicate track and just have a whole different, you know, have two different EQs for the same sound. And that's what I prefer to do on this, because it's going to be too many automation adjustments, and I find it just easier just to duplicate the track and have a whole separate EQ. So let's do that. This is the track I want to duplicate, and I'm gonna copy the tracks and channels, and then I'm gonna paste them right like that. So I have organ one, this is duplicate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to be the low, and this one will be the high. This is a reference just for me. You could name it whatever you want, and when you're recording and doing whatever you're doing. So what we have is let's put it here too. High, low. Okay, so this is going to be our high, and I only want these notes here are higher, you know, a B and an A, so we really don't have to make any adjustments. The one adjustment should be fine for both of them. And we will just get rid of this. We don't need that, and we don't need this one here, and we don't need this one. So we got our high of the sound, and then we're gonna have our low EQ. So let's listen to this EQ and just tweak it and make some adjustments. So it's the low. We go to the low and see it copied our settings here. So what I can do is just adjust from here the settings I want to make. And let's turn off one second. I don't want it to be soloed. I want to hear everything. put you back up there. Okay, let's listen to this. Let's grab our low. So let's find the sound here. I think what we're going to have to use is the E mode here and not have such a broad cue. Let's listen here again. There you go. There you go. Let's turn off the EQ. A little. Okay, I think I like that, and so I'm just adjusting it to, you know, what I like, but now I have two separate EQs for the same sound in different sections of the song, and you might have to do this, and this gives you optimal control over the sonic, you know, ability to edit everything, and so I think that does it. I think that's good for this session. And in the next video, we'll be going over these four tracks right here, the samples, the offbeat synth, and the lead synth and lead 32 tracks. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. And please be social on all of our social sites and the Learn Reason site. I'm always there answering questions. And everything I do here at LearnReason.com is free, and one way you can give back is by sharing and subscribing. So you guys take care.